Okay, so I've never had much of this money thing. And so, given the logical thought process, it was like, the reverse engineering. You don't have the blueprints to something, but you have it, so to speak, or it's within view. So you could take it apart, find out how it works, and you can make something bigger, smaller, whatever design you desire. So I'm like, okay, I looked at this dollar bill. I'm like, okay, people made their millions, billions, trillions, whatever, in stocks, bonds, in pork bellies, in soybeans, in precious metals, in electronics, whatever it is, tech. Blah. So I'm like, how do I get some of this? How do I get some cows to trade? Some cattle. How do I get some of this? Oh, you mean it's all taken up? Because when I ask who owned the first anything, people are like, well, they were just there. Right. So how could you claim ownership if it was just there, part of the earth? Like humans, not apart from. But anyway, that's a question. Once you reverse engineer it, so yeah, come to modern day, and this is the only sliver, our little reality that we can see. But some people are like, well, I'm not good at history. And that's why we are repeating it. And not only that, we're being more tied up in the system. Your rights are being thing. It's like, oh, you gotta surveil people and look at their social media to see if they're making fun of the people who have their feelings hurt so easily. The big bad people. Anyway, start thinking logically, people. We could decipher the truth. We're gonna go next with, like I said, well, once you start getting the practice, like I mentioned about the basketball or any other sport, you practice and then you get a little bit better. You may not get to superstar status, but you'll get the basics of it. So you'll be like, this is interesting. And then when you find out the lies, you'll be like, you lied to me, but you can't fool me again. Well, you fooled me once, but you can't fool me again. And it's easier to fool people than to convince them they've been fooled. So with that conditioning, where all they see is violence, all they see is the corruption. But you do have people doing good, and they go, oh, look at this. Yes, they're doing it. But if we got rid of the corruption and all that stuff, more people would have what we need, which is sustenance and shelter. Now, everything else is a want. And I comprehend we are traumatized, probably the first time. And then somebody with a little bit of melanin telling them, that we don't have to fight each other too. They're like, oh, no, no, who is this? Anyway, thank you. I'll continue with my silliness.